I walked across the entire map of Elden Ring using a treadmill. Literally, every real-world step I took, my character took in-game. No torrent, no fast travel, just me walking like a dad trying to get his steps in before the baby wakes up from his early morning 5 a.m. nap. But actually though, the baby I walked with in my Death Stranding video, he was asleep behind me during this challenge. The route from Castle Morn in the south to the Forge of the Giants in the north. Why? Because it's the straightest line across the map that doesn't involve Caelid, because Caelid is stinky and gross. Weeping Peninsula, on the other hand, is scenic and beachy, and it doesn't look like it smells like rotten durian. If you know, you know. Okay, I actually like durian, but still. Also, credit where credit's due. I was inspired by Trash Zora's YouTube video of this exact route in first person. If you're into immersive cardio gaming and want to feel like you're hiking the lands between without actually being chased by a rune bear, check out his video. It's in the description. And you're probably wondering how I set this up without being devoured by wildlife. The walking part of the setup is super simple. I used an app called Rewazd to bind gyroscope movement on my phone to the W key. I put my phone in my pocket, walked on a treadmill, and boom, I am the Tarnished. There's a full guide on my channel if you want to try this, along with links to the app, my setup, and the treadmill that now doubles as an immersive gaming peripheral. Also, to keep it from becoming a true survival horror experience, I turned off hostile NPC detection using a trainer mod, because as much as I love immersive exploration, I'm not trying to get jump scared by a dog the size of a minivan while I'm just trying to hit my daily steps, unless you want me to. In which case, I would love to suffer for your entertainment. Speaking of suffering, I'm planning on using this exact walking setup for a full challenge playthrough of Elden Ring. That's right, I'll be walking, but actually on my mini elliptical rather than the treadmill, the entire time I play this game. Because with the elliptical, I can start and stop more easily than I can on a treadmill. Anyway, no torrent, no fast travel unless absolutely necessary, just pure dad core discipline and probably some sweat involved. The twist on that, your engagement on this video will literally fuel my in-game movement. Okay, so what do I mean by that? If you watch this video to the end, like, subscribe, and comment, it will all add to my step goal for the playthrough. And if you want an exact breakdown of how this works, it's in the description. Yes, I'm kind of trying to game the YouTube algorithm, so let's see if that works. Here's a comment idea for you to get started. If you could live as a generic NPC in any video game, who would you be and where would you live? Personally, I would be a blacksmith in Skyrim, living in Whiterun. I would get to work from home, assuming I live there. I get free exercise while hammering stuff, and I get front row seats to all of Nazim's daily drama. That's peak Skyrim NPC life, if you ask me. And hey, if you want to help me in real time, hang out with me on Twitch during the live streams. Redeeming channel points or even just chatting also adds steps to my step goal. The number you see after the plus above my head is how many steps I've earned from interactions so far. So if I'm wheezing on my way up to the Altus Plateau, you'll know exactly who to blame. Hint, it's chat. Now listen, I'm not claiming that this is the shortest route across Elden Ring. I could have used the teleporters at the bridge in Raya Lucaria, but that felt like cheating and like skipping a bunch of steps. I could have climbed every ladder in the ravine too, but have you ever tried walking up a ladder while on a treadmill? Not very immersive, that's just awkward. So thanks to that Trash Zora video that I mentioned, I was able to learn about a legit path next to the ravine, before you actually go into it, up to the Grand Lift of Dectus. After playing around in this game for over 150 hours, I had no idea that path existed. I always either just rode past it to go into the ravine, or used the teleporters on the broken bridge to get to the Dectus lift. But walking forces you to see the game in a whole new way, really makes you appreciate the design. People always praise the art direction, sure, but even more than that, the color palette is so intentional. Limgrave is green and lush, Liurnia is blue and spooky, Caelid is red and gross, the Altus Plateau is gold and regal, and the mountaintops are white and eerie. It's subtle, but it helps give each region its own emotional tone. I saw someone point it out on Reddit, now I can't unsee it. If you want to try out this walking challenge yourself, you'll need to unlock a decent chunk of the map first. For myself, I used the trainer mod to help speed this up for this save file specifically. I had to talk to Melina a couple times, reach the round table hold, get the 2 halves of the Dectus medallion, defeat 2 major bosses for their great runes, beat the Draconic Tree Sentinel at the capital, talk to Enya at the round table hold, beat Godfrey, beat Morgott, talk to Melina again to unlock the rolled medallion, and finally beat the Fire Giant. To be completely honest, I've never actually gotten this far in the game, like legit, before. I know the capital burns down at some point, but I don't know if somehow I skipped that or if that needs to happen. Anyway, that's kind of why I want to actually beat the game myself with this setup. And since that challenge is going to be all about the travel and the walking, not necessarily the difficulty of the enemies and the bosses, I'm totally fine making the most busted build imaginable. Yeah, I want to fight the bosses, sure, but I don't want to die repeatedly so many times to have to repeat my steps that many times. So if you know of any super cheesy, low effort OP builds that don't require trekking across the entire map to assemble at the start of the game, please drop them in the comments. I have some ideas, but I'm always open to more. And since this whole video is built around walking, and I'm a Christian, I've been thinking about a verse that really hits home. Proverbs 13:20 says, "Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm." I mean, I'm literally walking through a land of fools and monsters, and honestly, it kind of fits. But in all seriousness, this verse is such a good reminder that who you walk with matters, whether it's in real life, or online, or even through the lands between. The people that you surround yourself with really do shape you. That's part of why I make content like this. I'm trying to walk physically and spiritually in a direction that sharpens me, and surround myself with people who bring me up, not tear me down. And hopefully I can do the same for you. So anyway, after almost 19,000 steps, which is about 9 miles or 14 kilometers, after about 3.5 hours, I managed to make it across the lands between. To put that into perspective, that's like walking from the British Museum to Wembley Stadium in London, or from the Haneda Airport to Shibuya Crossing in Tokyo. It's from LAX to Santa Monica Beach in California, or from Times Square to the Bronx Zoo in New York. Maybe you've been to one of those places, maybe not. Either way, this was a super fun challenge. Let me know what game I should walk across next. If it's got a big open world and good scenery, I'm in. I'm also planning to do a video testing which enemies I can actually outrun on foot in Elden Ring, which shockingly matters a lot when you're refusing to ride a horse in a game that's built for a horse. So we'll see how that goes. Be sure to like and subscribe and comment down below if you want to see that. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. One awkward step at a time. All right, we're gonna jump off. I almost just fell.